a semi-finalist in last season's shootout, Wales' very own Daniel Wells, and a 5-time ranking event winner, the warrior, Kyren Wilson.
Two players who've gone to the last four of the shootout before. Wells as recently as January of this year when he lost to eventual champion Chris Wakelin. For the warrior, Kyren Wilson, he made the last four back in 2015, losing to the eventual winner Michael White. Since then, nothing better than the round of 32 for Kyren. And Wells is looking good to win the lag. And he invites his opponent to break off. Kyren Wilson, one of the best players of the modern era, of course. 5 times a ranking titleist, world finalist, Masters finalist. Terrific Crucible pedigree. Suffered a tough loss last week in York at the UK Championship. He was 4 up with 5 to play against Jamie Clark, but couldn't quite get the job done. Oh, lovely pot. Nicely cued. Wells, who hails from Neath, turned pro originally back in 08. He's now 35 years of age. He's been to the semi-finals in ranking events on 2 occasions, including the shootout as mentioned, but also the Scottish Open back in 2018. He had a great run and was very close to making the title match. He was 4-0 up against Mark Allen and then 5-2 up. Oh, what a pot. Well, it's one of Kyren's great strengths, Fergal, and that was an absolute cracker.
Tremendous, one of the best pots we've seen all day. Again, not wearing the glove today. He's worn in a few matches, a few tournaments this season. I suppose if you're only playing for 10 minutes, hands won't get too sticky, but...
8.
Hasn't went as far as the graphite cue as well, like Anthony, to match it.
Yeah, Anthony McGill apparently very happy with his new piece of equipment.
15.
Hasn't been getting to the business end of tournaments quite as regularly as he was a few years ago, Kyren.
Won the European Masters at the expense of Barry Hawkins at the start of last season. His most recent title. Suffered a very heavy loss at the hands of the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins, at the World Championship in the spring, 13-2. A rare early bath for Wilson at the Crucible, where you can normally rely on him to go deep. Multiple semi-finalists as well as final against O'Sullivan. He's very ambitious, he's very, very dedicated. He puts absolutely everything into his game. Ever since he dropped off the tour back in the days when he only got 1 year as a pro, he resolved to figure out exactly what was required to get to the top of the game, which he's achieved. It's now a case of further embellishing his trophy cabinet, particularly in the really big events, but he'll give it everything at the shootout as well.
36.
Tricky red, but a very useful 35-point lead.
Daniel had quite a consistent season, 36 on the 1-year list. Obviously Looking to get into the top 32 before the Grand Prix.
They played 6 times before, and Wilson has won 4 of them, but Wells actually whitewashed Kyren at the World Open back in 2016, which is back on the tour this season, of course. That's coming up in the new year. Beat him 5-0 on that occasion. I think it's quite a snooker.
Daniel 35 behind, 5 minutes left, doesn't have to go for this red.
10-second shot clock, now in operation.
Oh yes, that's a superb pot. Now then, the chance of a counter.
Yeah, great pot, beautifully struck. Kind of shot to give you a lot of confidence.
We've already had some thrilling finales on the first day of the shootout this year. For my money, one of the best we've seen in the history of this event, dating back to 2011. Started with that great victory for the defending champion Chris Wakelin, who avoided the fate of 5 previous winners in not losing in his title defence at the first hurdle. Clearing the table. Acres of time left, so that's not an issue for Wells. It's all about staying at the table here. If he does that, the scoreboard will take care of itself.
17.
How's the cannon?
22.
Looks like he can just about get through to this red, can he? He can, and it's there.
23.
Now, this is a big shot. In and out of balk for position. And he's avoided, well, he just shaved the green, but he's managed to get the cue ball back up the table.
28.
Just 7 points behind. This match is on a knife edge. And that's another good pot. But this time, no position. So 6 between them.
Yeah, good break there. Good safety. 3 minutes left, still loads to play for.
29.
We could yet be in for a grandstand finish. Oh, what a pot. Well, he started this match with an absolute humdinger of a red, and there's another one from Wilson. It's such a strength of his.
Yeah, one of the best single ball potters in the game.
Willing that clock to tick down. There's still time, plenty of it, only 7 points between them. And in goes the red. Oh, and the cue ball as well. Calamity for the home favourite. And that might just cost him the chance of a place in round 2 here in Swansea. Ball in hand for Kyren. Very much in his hands now with just over a minute to go.
It was actually quite a bad shot Kyren played previously on the green to He actually developed the 2 reds for Daniel. Daniel Lucky then, of course, Potnick going it off, and I feel that's that.
6.
This is where it pays to use up your allotted time. Why rush? Take that time away from your opponent, but Wilson a bit careless in missing the red. 17 the difference, though. Only 37 seconds left. Is there time? Is there time for an extraordinary comeback? He's going to have to get a shift on from here. 15 seconds and counting.
Yeah, it's the white ball traveling's going to delay the seconds.
He's just going to run out of time here.
8.
The in-off proved so expensive from Daniel Wells, and Kyren Wilson, former shootout semi-finalist, delighted to book his place in round 2 in Swansea. The Warrior is through.